Every car community has its own legend, but in the world of drifting, one name stands above the rest: the Nissan Silvia. From humble beginnings in the 60s to becoming a sideways supercar in the 2000s, the Silvia evolved across 6 generations, shaping JDM and car culture forever. Today, we're diving into the full story of the Silvia, generation by generation. Let's slide right in. First generation Silvia S10, 1965 to 1968. The Silvia stories begin in style. The S10 wasn't a mass market car. It was hand-built. Based on the Nissan Fair Lady 1600 Roadster platform, it carried a 1.6-liter 4-cylinder engine making about 96 horsepower. Only around 550 units were ever made, making it extremely rare today. Its design was elegant, most European-inspired, with sharp coupe lines that set it apart in 1960s Japan. But this Silvia was more of a collector's item than a drift machine. Think of it as the Silvia that wore a suit and tie, classy but not ready to tear up the streets yet. Second generation Silvia S110, 1979 to 1983. After a long break, Nissan brought back the Silvia with S110. It came in both coupe and hatchback forms. Styling was very late 70s with square-off lines and a more practically layout. Engines ranged from naturally aspirated 1.8-liter force to a 2.0-liter turbo, which gave it a little kick. But still, it was heavier and more boulevard cruiser than sports car. It was also sold as the 200SX in some export markets, especially the US. The S110 was basically that upward teenager phase, experimenting with turbo power but still rocking flare pants. Third generation Silvia S12, 1983 to 1988. Now we in the 80s, and the S12 brought back the sharp and boxy design that fit into the anime. Known as the Gazelle in some regions, it came with engines like the CA18, SJ20, and even a VG30 V6 in certain models. The S12 actually saw rally use, providing that Silvia could compete in motorsport. While not as famous as later models, it's respected by enthusiasts as the car that transitioned Silvia from stylish to sporty. If the S12 had a soundtrack, it would be pure 80s synthwave sliding across neon streets. Fourth generation Silvia S13, 1988 to 1994. When she gets my love on the dance floor, on the dance floor, on the dance floor. When she gets my love on the dance floor, on the dance floor, on the dance floor. When she gets my love on the dance floor. This is racing series. The S13 Silvia became the backbone of drifting culture. Lightweight, well-balanced, and simple to modify. It was everything tuners wanted. every model had the CA18 DET engine, but later once gained the legendary SR20 DET turbo 4-cylinder with up to 205 horsepower. Combined with rear-wheel drive, the S13 was cheap, fun, and endlessly customizable. This car became the entry ticket to drifting for a whole generation. Prices were once dirt cheap. Today, the drift tax has made clean S13 ridiculously expensive. The S13 was so good at sliding that parking lot like Porsche lived in fear of it. Fifth generation Silvia S14, 1993 to 1998.
Through the love and I, we were born to fight. I'll be there on my
The S14 took things further, wider, lower, and more mature looking. It came in two flavors, the Sunky and the Cookie, which means the Sunky early model and the Cookie is facelift. And under the hood, the SR20 DET continue as the star, with the power ranging up to 220 horsepower in stock form. With tuning, of course, these engines could handle much more. The S14 gained respect in drift cycles, but in Japan, sales were slower. Some felt it was too big compared to the compact S13. Today though, it's a favorite for people who want that mix of aggressive styling and performance. Think of the S14 as the Silvia that hit the gym, bulkier, tougher, but still ready to party sideways. Sixth generation Silvia S15, 1999 to 2002. And here it is, the Silvia's final evolution. The F15 is arguably the most iconic Silvia of all. With its sharp, aggressive design, it still looks modern 2 decades later. Powered by the SR20 DET, making 250 horsepower stock, it was lightweight, balanced, and practically built for drifting. Nissan also offered the S15 in Spec Ore and Spec S trims, with the Spec Ore being the high-performance model. The S15 exploded in popularity thanks to drifting competitions, video games like Gran Turismo and Need for Speed, and appearances in movies like Fast and Furious, Tokyo Drift. Today, the S15 is one of the most sought-after JDM cars, with prices skyrocketing as enthusiasts chase the last Silvia. The S15 was the final boss of Silvias. If you didn't own one in real life, you definitely crashed one in a video game. Pop culture and drift legacy. The Silvia became the cultural phenomenon. Its lightweight or WD platforms and turbo engines made it the perfect canvas for drifting. In competition like Formula Drift and D1GP, Silvias dominated for years. Gamers grew up with Silvias in Gran Turismo, Forza, and Need for Speed. Car mix culture embraced them as affordable tuner icons. And today, they remember as the cars that made drifting a global obsession. So, from its classic beginnings in the 1960s to the ultimate drifting legends in 2000s, the Nissan Silvia journey is one of the constant evolution. It didn't just make an impact in Japan, it reshaped car culture worldwide. Sadly, production ended in 2002, and Nissan never brought it back. But the Silvia still lives on in drifting, in gaming, and in the hearts of JDM fans everywhere. Which Silvia generation is your favorite? Drop in the comments, and don't forget, legends don't die, they just keep sliding.